Hi, it's Drew Suss with Catapult Leadership Communications. Thanks for stopping by for this brief overview of the T4, which is a tool and a process for applying knowledge to increase effectiveness. It can be used by individuals, teams, and organizations. Using the T4 in a process creates a virtuous circle. Asking the question and engaging in the conversation about what success would look like enables teams to adapt. Here's how we would do it if it could be like this. Leads teams to innovate. Wouldn't it be great if? And successful innovation enables teams to excel. And when we excel, we naturally engage more deeply because we love excelling. We love being good at what it is we're doing. That creates a virtuous circle. I'm going to touch on four things: the opportunity that exists, and you'll see it very clearly, the way measurement enables action, how to approach a strength-based focus which outperforms a deficit-based focus, and using engagement so that you elevate performance. Here are some data points on the opportunity that exists. And yeah, it's pretty grim. Now, all of this data comes from a poll of 23,000 people employed full-time in key roles. You might say, well, gee, that was done in 2004. I'd say look at this, done in 2012. And these CEOs, over 1,200 CEOs from all around the world, are saying, I'm not getting enough information about employees' views and needs. I'm not getting enough information about productivity. I'm not getting enough information about the opportunities for internal advancement. I'm not getting enough information on the return on investment of human capital. Not getting enough information. All this goes to employee engagement. Engaged employees are more productive. Lots of data supports that. And so what we see in the future is a greater focus on employee retention scores, studies that identify barriers to high performance, and which focus on direct market-facing impacts. And the T4 can help with both identifying barriers to high performance and focusing on direct market-facing impact. Here's what the T4 looks like. It's a focus on targeting, talking, teaming, and timing, all of which lead to results. And yes, there are three open-ended questions. What do we need to do more of, less of, and better? Targeting. Targeting is about what it is we're here to do. Are we all clear on that? Do we all have the same understanding? Talking is about how we communicate in the process of achieving what it is we're here to do. Teaming is how we work together, how we align our efforts or not. And timing relates to the specific metrics which we engage when we're delivering our results. Ideally, the T4 would be used in organizations which are in flux, simply because if things are in a steady state, we're happy with the way they are, who cares? If they're in flux, then we can engage in constructive discontent. How do we make this better? How do we make it more effective? We need leaders that are committed to working the process, who are going to stick with it. We need leaders who are willing to embrace a strength-based focus. That means asking questions that say, what does excellent look like? How do we get more of what it is we want? Leaders who are willing to share accountability and responsibility. That's how we drive engagement. Simple process. Plan, do, check, plan, do, check, plan, do, check. Anybody with any kind of engineering experience knows this. With the T4, we start with the check. We're already in process. Let's see how we're doing. So using the T4, we engage, we get data. Then we move into the plan. We review that data with the managers. This is what we think. This is what we see. This is what the data seems to say. Let's engage the team, still in the planning phase, and let's apply this data to develop what might be a better way, a better approach. Let's define that. Let's see if we can align around that, and having aligned around it, let's act on that. We move through this cycle, give it some time, generate results, and then we check again. Come back to the T4. We have a dashboard, very simple to use, that enables us to share with the team, here's what we look like. Red scores are 49 and below. Yellow scores are 50 to 79. Green scores are 80 and above. Remember, we have a 5-point scale. So at the top of the scale, strongly agree, we get 100. At the bottom of the scale, strongly disagree, we get a 0. Any particular question, teams answering in the top 2, agree and strongly disagree, they'll produce a green score. If we're not in the green, then the question becomes, what does green look like? What does excellence look like? How do we get to what we want to be? We can use the open-ended responses to help us define it. This is a quick glance. Team was particularly concerned, team of leaders particularly concerned that they were going to get a lot of complaints about compensation and pay because the group that they were surveying hadn't had a raise in 2 years. Well, they were surprised to see that when we looked at the results in a word cloud, in a tag cloud, compensation and pay played a very, very small role in people's concerns, but knowledge sharing and communicating and performance of the group played large roles. Another way of looking at the open-ended analysis is like this. Simple thematic analysis. What are the areas that are lining up? Communicate. Develop and share knowledge. Satisfy clients. Sharing this with the team, with a facilitator, allows the team to select key things that they want to work on, act on, in order to produce better performance. Doing it this way allows you to focus on your strengths and allows the team to ask questions about what are the assumptions that lead us to adopt the strategies and techniques that we're working with. If we're getting a red result, a poor result, then the question becomes, what is it that led us to do the things that we're doing? And what might we do differently that would give us a better result? Let's try that. Let's align around that. Okay. Engaging based on data, using shared responsibility and accountability drives engagement. Here are some of the results of the pilot working right now. 4 teams were surveyed. All 4 are involved in knowledge of intensive work. 1 team said, we're holding up customer resolutions because all the members of the team don't share the same level of expertise or even knowledge about some tools. Let's cross-train one another so we can do that. Done. On an ongoing basis, they're spending time once a week cross-training on different tools, doing it themselves. 2 teams brought up the fact that they felt some errors were being made over and over again, and the reason why was that there was no way of sharing error resolution knowledge, and as a result, customer service was affected. They put in place an off-the-shelf tool to capture error resolution knowledge. It's a database, it's shareable, it's searchable. People come up with error resolutions, it goes into the database, it's there for all time. Builds institutional knowledge and speeds up positive customer impact. All teams wanted to hear from senior leadership more frequently. Remind us that the vision hasn't changed. Tell us how we're doing as a company in our goals. Senior leadership said, okay, we'll do it quarterly. Team said, Great. The feeling among many members of many teams was that they had strengths that they wanted to develop more and that they were looking for ways of doing that, which led managers and teams to agree on individual development plans as part of an ongoing process, which each team member would take responsibility for and would work with his or her manager. That's ongoing. Another market-facing issue that came up was the length of time it took to develop new products or product revisions based on customer requests. Each of these requests had to go through a committee. Committee only met once a week. If the committee wasn't able to resolve something in real time, whatever the request was had to sit on the shelf for another week. This did not make for speedy customer service. So they're looking at adapting and revising the product development process right now. Here are some next steps I encourage you to take. Use the T4. Go to webt4.com, log in, create an account, try it. Doesn't cost anything. webt4.com. Facilitate your own trial. See what sort of results you're going to get. And please let me know. info@catapultnow.com. Let me know what might work better, how it's working for you, how it might be adapted for other circumstances. webt4.com. Bookmark it. Try it. You'll like it. Thanks very much.